Please subscribe this Vicky Tech channel and tap on the bell icon to receive the latest updates. Hi everyone, this is Jason from Vicky Tech. Hi guys, I hope you all are good and doing great. In this video, let's talk the difference between the Android OS and even the iPhone OS. So let's check out. First of all guys, if you are the person who wants to change your phone every time, every time you want to change your phone look by launching the lot of launchers, by installing the lot of launchers in the Play Store, and if you want to look every time a new look and you want more customization, then it is better to go for the Android, because in Android Play Store, Google Play Store, we have seen that there was hundreds of new launchers was available for the Android phones. But whereas if you look into the iPhones, in iOS App Store there was no launchers was available. It's always the iPhone was the iPhone user interface was very unique, and maybe you will feel bored if you go to the Apple. But whereas in Android you have a lot of options, you have a lot of screensavers, a lot of launchers, and a lot of themes was available in Android. But whereas in iPhone it is not possible. You need to use the what the company given for you, and maybe you feel bored. And also guys, the second thing, let's talk about the connectivity. Whereas if you look at your surroundings, maximum 99% or even the 90% mostly use the Android phones only. So if you want to share anything with the others, you can easily share with the help of the Bluetooth from Android to Android. And even though in your home, we have seen nowadays there was the smart TVs was available in all over the world, so you can easily do screen mirror to the smart TVs. But whereas if you have Apple phone, then your TV was not Apple, then even though if your TV was a smart TV but you do not have Android phone, you have the Apple, then you can't able to screen mirror to your iPhone to the Android TV. To do screen mirror, again you need the Apple product. But whereas in Android it is different. Any kind of phone you have in your hand, and you can easily do the screen mirroring to your smart TV easily. And in connectivity wise, the iOS was not that much of good, because most people do not use the iOS, where most of the plenty of the maximum people will use the Android phone. So that's very easy to share the data from one person to another person. One Android phone to another Android phone, the people surrounding you. And also guys, share it if you are using the share it in iPhone also. Even though if you are using share it, then if you want to transfer a file from Android phone to Apple phone by using the share it also, then also you need to give certain permissions, otherwise we couldn't share the file easily. So anyhow, in connectivity wise, the Android was the best. Whereas if you connected your Android phone to your computer, then you can able to access all the data in your memory card in your computer. But whereas at the same time, if you connected your iPhone to the computer, you can't able to access all the internal storage. You can only able to share the photos and video files. And also guys, the third thing, if you want to get the more battery life, where it is available in Android. But nowadays you have seen that in Android phones the battery comes with like 3000 mAh, 5000, or even the 6000 mAh the batteries was available. But even though if you look into the iPhone latest iPhone 11 Pro Max, the battery capacity is around 3000 only. But whereas in Android you can get bigger battery life. And also guys, till now you feel that Android is better when compared to the iOS store. Now let's get some more depth. I want to give you an example. Whereas your iPhone comes with 2GB RAM, and whereas the Android comes with 6GB RAM. If you put the competition between this 2GB iPhone and 6GB Android, then the final winner is again the iPhone only, because in iPhone the software optimization was very fantastic when compared to the Android. Because hey guys, the thing is, Android was developed by Google, whereas iOS OS was developed by Apple. So whereas in Apple, the Apple company only developing the hardware, the company only again developing the software. But whereas here other hand side, the Google developing the software, and the remaining companies purchasing that Android OS from the Google. And also if you look into the Apple company, if you observe the strategy, the company release only 1 or 2 models in a year. So that's the reason they make best optimization for their iPhone. phones. But whereas in this Android, a lot of companies like Samsung, LG, Lenovo, Micromax, Motorola, Redmi, Poco and Vivo, these brands was purchasing voice from the Google. They're making some changes to add their user interference. So that's the reason the optimization between the hardware and software was not sync in these Android mobiles. But whereas if you look into the Pixel mobiles, whereas the Google was only developing the software, again the Google only developing the Pixel mobile. So in Pixel mobiles the optimization was okay, but whereas if you look into the remaining companies, the optimization was not that much of sync when compared to the iPhone. But anyhow, in optimization department, iPhone is the best. And also if you want to use the stock ROM, then it's better to purchase the Google Pixel phone. So hence, even if the hardware capability was very small in iPhone also, it can easily beat the Android phones because of that software optimization. That's the reason these Android phones comes with dual camera, triple, quad camera, or even the penta lenses at the back side. But whereas if you look into Apple, it's mostly comes with single. Nowadays the iPhone 11 comes with dual and the triple camera. But anyhow, in camera department also, again iPhone is the winner because of the software optimization was very best. They sync the software and hardware very perfect in iPhone devices. So that's the reason when in camera post-production the results comes very accurate and natural in the iPhone. And also guys, if anyone stole your Android phone, then the person can easily break your password and they have chance to hack your data very easily. But whereas in iPhone, to break the jailbreak is not easy. So anyhow, in privacy of the data, iPhone is the best option when compared to the Android. And also if you look at the Apple, if Apple company releases any software OS, that software will get all the devices of the iPhones at a time. But it is not possible in Android. Whereas in Android, the software will come from one device from time interval to time interval. So it takes time. But in iOS, it's not like that. If the company releases any update, the update will come all the phones. Here I want to let you know one thing. Whereas in Apple, the bugs was very less because the company only manufacturing the hardware, the company only manufacturing the software. So usually the optimization was very good. Hence we see there was the bugs free. Mostly the bugs was not there in Apple phones when compared to this Android. And also guys, in design wise also the iPhone is the best. So that's the reason once a Apple company releases any kind of mobile phone in the market with unique design, then exactly the design was almost copying by this Android phone. So hence in design wise also again iPhone is the best. Whereas if you take your iPhone to the public, then public you have a status and brand value in the public. But whereas if you carry Android phone to anywhere, most of the people surrounding you, almost everyone have a Android phone in their hands. But whereas if you have iPhone, then that brings you brand value and image in the public. So anyhow, finally guys, if you're the person who wants to use a lot of customization UI and lot of themes, launchers, and you want a more freedom, then it's better to go for the Android, because in Android store there was the thousands of application was available. But whereas in iPhone it is not possible. There was a lot of application was available here, but when compared to the Android, we did not get that much of freedom in iOS. But anyhow, iOS is a brand value, and whereas in Android you have seen there was a lot of bugs and software optimization was not good. Even though it has a high capacity hardware also, due to that optimization it does not perform well when compared to the iPhone. But whereas in iPhone the hardware capacity is low, but even that also it can perform very well because of the software optimization. And also for security wise also iPhone is only best. Suppose if your phone was stolen with anyone, then it is not easy to open the iPhone, and also it is not easy to break the jailbreak in iPhone. But whereas in Android it was also not easy, but we can do that. And also just want to remember you, whereas in Android you can root the mobile and you can install lot of customization ROMs in the Android mobile, and you can use your phone and you can change the complete look of your mobile phone. It is possible in Android, but in iOS it is not possible. But keep in mind, if you are rooting your mobile phone, then your security level is absolutely zero. So the hackers can easily hack the data in your mobile phone in case if you root it. And also guys, if you want to sell your Android phone, then the resale value was very less. But if you look into the iOS, if you want to sell your iPhone, the resale value was very good because of the brand value. iPhones was unique, so that's the reason it has a good brand value in the market. That's it in this video, guys. I hope you have liked this video. If you have any specific questions, please let me know in the comment section. I have a small request. Please subscribe our channel and tap on the bell icon to receive the further notifications. See you very soon in the next video. Take care. Bye.